So hey guys, this video is for April 23rd, 2020. We will be talking today about evaluating expressions. We've talked about this before. This is a continued conversation with your one and only math teacher, Mrs. Chaparro. So before we start, guys, I want to talk to you about something I believe is happening in Google Classroom. So this has nothing to do with how to evaluate expressions. This has to do with turning in your assignments. So on Google Classroom, I'm putting the homework, what I'll call homework, into Google Forms. And below is an example of a Google form. Right here is what I'm talking about. Let's see, this is the Google form. Okay, you should recognize that. But the problem I'm having is I don't think people are hitting submit when they've typed in their answers. Okay, you can fill out this form all day long, but if you don't hit submit, I don't get it. It doesn't come to me. Never. It never comes to me. It just sits out there in the Google Cloud and doesn't do anything. So make sure you're hitting submit, okay? And another thing about Google Classroom before we move on to our lesson. I am still learning and I have not figured out how to make a fraction on Google Classroom look like a fraction. So for example, 1/2. Oh, that's not right. For example, 1/2, that's 1/2. I don't know how to get the fraction bar in between the 1 and the 2, so the 1 is on top of the 2. So it may look like this in Google Classroom, okay? That's 1/2, okay? Remember, guys, fractions are just division problems. When I reviewed the Edpuzzle from the day before last, I noticed that a lot of you got that question wrong. So keep that in mind. I know I'm not there teaching you. You're doing everything by yourself. I'm just here to make sure this is as stress-free process as possible and get you through to the 8th grade. So let's begin our lesson. So today I want to talk to you about, of course, evaluating expressions, but I want to talk to you, wrong button. I want to talk to you about parentheses in math. What is a parenthesis in math? What does it mean? What does it do? So when we evaluate expressions, you will see things, for instance, like this. Parentheses 4 plus r, parenthesis minus 2. Well, what does it mean? You know right away that you have a variable. We know from the last lesson and from our previous studies in math all year long that a variable represents a number in math. So, okay, we have parentheses 4 plus r minus 2. What do the parentheses mean? Well, they mean this. They mean a couple things, but I'm going to start one at a time. With this problem, parentheses 4 plus r minus 2, it means that you do everything inside of the parentheses first before you do anything else. Okay? So let's practice that right now. So we know that our variable r equals 10. So let's plug that in. We have 4 plus 10. Okay? Then we have minus 2. So let's do the addition. The first thing we do is the parentheses. 4 plus 10 is 14. Okay? Now we can subtract this 2. So let's go on in and subtract 2. 14 minus 2 is 12. 12 is the answer we're looking for. Okay? Let's try it again. The next problem you see right here is parentheses 10 minus x plus 6 when x is equal to 1. Okay? So what do the parentheses mean? It means we do whatever is inside of the parentheses first. So let's plug in our values. 10 minus 1 parentheses, plus 6. So what is 10 minus 1? That's right, it's 9. Now we can go back in and add the 6. 9 plus 6 is 15. 7th graders, 15 is the answer I'm looking for. Okay, so let's continue. I'm going to step it up just a bit with the parentheses. Now, as you can see, we have parentheses here, okay? Let me get my highlighter out. Parentheses, there they are. But we see something slightly different here. Ooh, I don't like that. We see something slightly different here. We see a 5 plus 2x minus 4. The 2x I've highlighted because I'm kind of concerned about it. We've talked about this before, but it's been a while. So I've just explained to you that we do everything inside the parentheses first, okay? But we also have to look more closely at this 2x. So I'm just going to write 2x down right here. The number 2 and the x, which is the variable, are right next to each other. When you have a variable next to a number, in math, it means that whenever you find out what x is, or whatever that variable's value is, you have to multiply it by 2. I think I've said in the past in class that they are hugging. And when they are hugging, we need to multiply. So let's plug in our value. Our value for x is 4, and let's see what we can come up with. So here we go. We have parenthesis 5. Oh, that's not a 5, Mrs. Chaparro. We have 5 plus 2 times 4, parenthesis minus 4. Okay? Now, I'm going to throw something else at you. When you have your parentheses, which we have them here, and you have more than one thing you're being asked to do, we are asking to add and asking to multiply, you always do the multiplication first. Okay? That's just kind of something that we're going to have to remember, and we're going to go deeper into this as we continue our online learning. So let's work this out. 2 times 4 is 8. We can drop down our plus 5, and then we can drop down our minus 4. Okay, so let's go left to right. It says 5 plus 8, well, that's 13. Then if we subtract the 4, that is equal to, sorry guys, my kids are bothering me. Hold on. That is equal to 9. Okay? In 7th grade, 9 is the answer I'm looking for. Okay? Let's try it again. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and highlight what we're working on because we have so much on this page that I don't want anyone to get confused. So same concept. We have parentheses 14r plus 12 minus 5 when r is equal to 2. So let's write this out. 14 times 2 plus 12. Then drop down my minus 5, so I'm consistent. Now, 14 times 2 plus 12. Like I just said, if you have parentheses, anything that's multiplication has to be done first. So 14 times 2 is 28 plus 12 minus 5. Okay? So 28 plus 12 is 40 minus 5 equals 35. And 35 is the answer we're looking for, 7th graders. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Ooh, this is tough. Okay, so we have 5 times the quantity f plus 4. Sometimes when we use parentheses, you will hear that whatever's inside the parentheses be called a quantity. So listen to what I just said again. Our problem is 5 times the quantity f plus 4. We need to solve this problem when f equals 5. Okay, so let's do this. Let's plug in our value for f, which is 5. So I'm going to rewrite what I've been given. 5 plus 4. Remember, we do the parentheses first. So 5 plus 4 is 9. And now we take care of the 5. So remember I said this problem read 5 times the quantity f plus 4. So if you're listening to me, you heard me say 5 times. We know the quantity f plus 4 is now equal to 9, so 5 plus 9 just happens to be 45. And 7th graders, that's the answer we're looking for. Okay, I think I have one more for you. Yes, I do. Okay, so same thing. Listen to my voice. We have 9 times the quantity, 8b plus 4, when b equals 3. This is a little tough. Don't get scared now. Let's just work on plugging in the 3 where we see b. So I'm going to rewrite everything so it's consistent. 9 times 8 times 3 plus 4. Now, who remembers what I said about if you have multiplication and addition? Here's our multiplication, here's our addition, and a problem. Who remembers what I said? What do you do first? You do the multiplication. That's correct. So 8 times 3 is 24. Ooh, that's not right. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 4 in parentheses. Don't forget your 9. 24 plus 4 is 28. Okay, then you multiply that times that 9. 28 times 9 is 252. Yes, I did use a calculator. That's okay. And 252, 7th graders, is the answer we're looking for. Okay, so don't forget to go back and do the Google form. That will be graded. If you have questions, please email me. Email me with your questions if you want to meet on Zoom at a separate time other than Wednesday so I can go over things with you. That's fine, but it's your job to let me know, okay? Guys and gals, please stay safe and don't touch your face.